Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Olivia. I am a little bit sick, so please bear with me during today's voiceover, but today's video is packed with tons of cleaning, decluttering, and organizing motivation. Plus, I share a really easy and delicious crockpot recipe that we're gonna definitely be adding to our lineup of weekly meals, and also getting some long overdue home projects checked off our to-do list. I'm tackling lots of laundry, I'm washing our bedding, I finally painted our kitchen island trim pieces, and even touched up a few of our baseboards that are in our hallway. I deep cleaned our fridge and freezer, I took out all of the shelves, I tossed expired food and organized everything, and it looks so good. I also tackled a full closet declutter and organize in today's video. I went through every bin and basket, I went through all of our hanging up clothes, I got rid of garbage bags full of clothes to donate. Needless to say, today's video will provide you with tons of clean with me motivation. So if you are not already subscribed, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any future videos. And let's get started. Gonna get started with our bedding. I'm gonna toss this into the wash. We have a puppy who loves to sleep with us at night, which is great, but it just means that I need to be extra diligent when it comes to keeping up on our bedding. I'm also gonna start out my day with my greens and reds. I'm just mixing them up for my husband Marshall and myself. I have been taking these every single day for, oh gosh, it's been a year already, which is crazy. I did stop for a little bit there when I was pregnant in that first trimester because I was so sick and I couldn't stomach anything. But now that I'm feeling better and back to normal, I've been adding this back into my routine. Highly recommend, especially if you guys struggle with bloating or gut issues, or you're not getting in that proper nutrition every single day through whole foods. Highly recommend looking into supplementing with a greens powder. We take the First Form brand. That's just where we order our protein powder from, and also some other protein snacks. We just love them. So if you guys are interested, I'll link the ones that we take down below in the description box, the reds and the greens. While I tackle a lot of the cleaning upstairs this day, my husband Marshall, he was actually working down in the basement. He's been trying to finish off the one side with drywall so we can install those floors, baseboard trim, get everything painted, install new light fixtures, and just get ready for our baby come April. Right now, my office is upstairs. I do work from home. I have a full-time corporate job outside of social media if you're new here. So I do have an office upstairs, but that's eventually going to be turned into the nursery. So we have a little time, but I know once the new year hits, baby is going to be here before we know it. So we've been doing everything that we can little by little just to get things done around the house. One of the tasks that I have been putting off for far too long, you guys have heard me mention this several times in past videos, but that is painting our side pieces that are on our kitchen island. Right now they're brown and the rest of our island is white. It is the easiest and simple task, but for some reason it just seems so inconvenient. So I kept pushing it off, but since I had the paint out, because this past Friday I finally got around to painting the top part of our bathroom walls between the ceiling and the wall. When we did the first coat of primer in the bathroom this past spring, I took the easy way out and told myself I would finish the top part once we picked a paint color. Well, fast forward several months, I still haven't decided on a paint color for our bathroom. And I just hated looking at the dark purple coming through the top with the white paint everywhere else. So I tackled that this Friday, and since the paint and paintbrush was out, I figured this is the perfect time to tackle some of these other things. But our kitchen island, I didn't really have to tape off or anything. I just took my brush and tried to not make a mess. I can't believe how much of a difference a little bit of white paint here on the island makes a difference. I was so used to seeing the edging being that wood color, but now that it's white and it matches the rest, it is 1,000 times better, you guys. It looks so good. You guys will have to let me know what you think down below in the comments. I would love to know if any of you guys have any little home projects like this around your home that you've maybe been putting off. We have so many. We still have to put like a trim piece underneath our kitchen sink. We have to finish off on the other side of our kitchen island where the microwave was supposed to go. I don't know if we're actually going to get a microwave because we've lived without one for a year now and we've been doing just fine. So we might turn that into just more storage, pick out a drawer front or a cabinet front. I can't remember. Maybe we even have one. But there's just little projects around this house that need to get done. But then when you think in the big scheme of things, there's just so many other things that we want to get done, like refinishing our basement. That's a big project, getting the nursery together, the bathroom. So these little things just kind of seem to get pushed off farther and farther. But if you guys have any little projects like this around your home, I highly encourage you to maybe make a list and start checking those off, because it does feel really good to finally get this one checked off my list. Since I already had the paint out, there were a few other places around our home that needed a few touch-ups, and one of them was in our hallway. But earlier this year, since we didn't have an outlet cover on the outlet in our hallway, our puppy Lola got a hold of a small piece of drywall next to it and ripped a nice chunk of the drywall off. So my husband had to patch that up, but it needed to be sanded down so that we could paint that. So that's kind of what I'm doing today as well. But the reason we didn't have an outlet cover on it is because the outlet itself was outdated. We needed to upgrade it to the new style, and we just never got around to doing that. And after I took care of the sanding and painting, he did come up here and he swapped it out. So yet another thing that we checked off our long to-do list. It's crazy to me that Christmas is coming up so quickly. If you guys missed my Christmas decorating series, I will link that full playlist down below in the description box. But this was our first year fully being able to decorate our home for Christmas, and I just had so much fun styling the different areas around our home. So I would love for you to check out those videos if you haven't already. But I would also love to know if you guys have all of your Christmas shopping done yet. I am a little late to the game this year. I would say I'm about 75 to 80% done with my Christmas shopping. I just need to get a few more stocking stuffers, and then I haven't wrapped a single thing, which on a normal year, I feel like I am done shopping and things are getting wrapped at this point. But I would love to know where you guys are at in the process, so make sure to let me know down below in the comments. Now that we got the painting done and out of the way, we can let that dry. Hopefully we don't bump into anything, but I'm just gonna be in the kitchen for a little bit now. I wanna get our kitchen island picked up a little bit, and I wanna get these dishes that are in the sink washed. I have to unload the dishwasher, but my goal here is, because I'm gonna be cleaning out our fridge and freezer, I wanna be able to use our farmhouse sink, fill it up with hot soapy water, and soak those fridge shelves and drawers just to get them really clean. So before I can do that though, I need to have our sink cleaned out. So I'm just gonna load up the dishwasher with everything that I can and then hand wash the rest. Also, a little tip if you love Dawn dish soap, well, I guess it doesn't even have to be Dawn dish soap, but I love the Dawn Easy Squeeze bottle, and I don't like to pay the markup price though. So what I do, I purchase this one time and then I just get the standard refill bottle, if you call it, that is only like $1 or $2, and then I refill my Easy Squeeze bottle. So highly recommend this because it doesn't leave any like messes. It's super easy to just grab and squeeze a little bit versus having to deal with opening and shutting a cap, and I know those caps get really gunky. So if you don't love Dawn, you can buy refills in whatever dish soap you do love and just refill that Easy Squeeze bottle, because it is my favorite thing ever when doing dishes. I try to clean out our fridge periodically, especially when we're going to be getting groceries in, but our freezer has never been cleaned out and it really needed it. We're in and out of our fridge so often that it doesn't take long to get pretty gross. So today I decided to take out everything, soak and wash all of our glass shelves, and then toss any of that old or expired food. I highly encourage you guys to do this a few times throughout the year, because as soon as I removed all of the shelves in our fridge, I noticed a lot of crumbs and spills that were hidden underneath, and I never would have caught them if I hadn't taken the time to fully remove everything. But to clean our shelves and our fridge, I just, again, use that hot soapy Dawn dishwater and a sponge. I feel like this concoction, this Dawn, really just cuts down on all of that stuck on food and makes cleanup super easy. I want to put out a disclaimer though, if you do decide to do this, please do not put your glass shelves from your fridge straight from the fridge into hot soapy water, because it'll likely crack the glass and that would not be good. So what I did is I took all of the food out, I let mine sit for about 20 to 30 minutes just to really come to room temperature, and then I started washing the glass shelves. Thankfully, I did have 2 plastic drawers that are in our fridge that I was able to just stick right in the sink to soak right away. So I did that first, and by the time I got everything in the fridge cleaned out, I got those drawers washed, the shelves were already at room temperature. So make sure if you do this, you don't just put straight cold glass into hot water. Now that the year is coming to an end, I would love to know from all of you something that you are so grateful for that happened to you in 2023. I'm sure, like most of you, I definitely had a lot of struggles this year, but it's also the year that I grew the most, and I am so proud of that. I don't always share everything with my personal life, but I am very proud of where I started the year at and where I'm ending it at. I am also extremely grateful for my health, my job, social media, getting our puppy Lola this year, and of course, finding out we're going to be parents. That is a big one. And when I look back like 5 years, I had just started my YouTube channel. I was in an entry-level job living in a small apartment. We didn't have much. And when I see everything that I've accomplished in those last 5 years, it's just incredible to me. I am so grateful. I have grown my YouTube channel to where it is. I am now reaching very close to 25,000 subscribers, and that wouldn't have been possible without all of you continuing to support me and watch my videos. And as hard as it's been to juggle everything these last few years, knowing I was able to accomplish this, all while still advancing in my current full-time job, and then you add the fact that my husband and I bought our first home, renovating it, we brought home a puppy, and now starting a family, you don't realize how much can truly happen in 5 years until you look back. And that just makes me so excited and happy for the next 5 years. I do want to mention this because I absolutely love our fridge. Like, it is one of my favorite things in our kitchen besides our stove and our vent hood. But when we were trying to pick out a fridge when we were renovating our kitchen, I wanted something that had a water system that wasn't on the outside, but also didn't take up space on the inside. And I didn't know if it was even possible. I didn't know if it was even a thing, but we ended up finding this one from Samsung. It's the Samsung Bespoke fridge. And on the left side, I know I don't really show it in today's video, but that front panel opens up and there's a automatic water pitcher that fills up, and there's also just a standard push your cup against it and it'll fill up. But it is so convenient, and you guys can see that it doesn't take up any space on the inside either. So we don't have that, ugly feature of having to look at it from the outside and not having it take up a ton of space on the inside. Like, we're still able to store, we have pop and energy drinks. I have my creamer on that left side. So I love that. And then the ice feature is actually in the freezer. It just automatically makes ice cubes and nugget ice, which is a huge win. So I don't know. It was a little bit of a splurge, but I highly recommend this fridge. It's been great for us, and I just absolutely love it. So I wanted to share. Does anyone else's fridge seem to collect jars of pickles? We had, I think it was like 4 to 5 jars in our fridge, plus we have another unopened container in our pantry. I cleaned our pantry out last weekend. I didn't film that process, but that is the one thing that we seem to always have so much of, and I don't know why. When we lived with my in-laws for a few months last year while our house was being worked on, I cleaned out their fridge and they had the same problem. It's just so many pickles, and I don't know why. It's so funny to me. But if you guys have that same problem, there's just jars of pickles in your fridge that you collect for some reason, let me know down below in the comments. And if it's not pickles, I would love to know what it is. But now it's time to finally tackle the freezer, and I am so excited because, like I mentioned, this has yet to be done, and we've been in this house for a little bit over a year now, and it desperately needs it. Although our freezer is a drawer style, it has so much space. It's very deep, and as I started pulling food out, I discovered there was so much more in here that I didn't even know we had. Some stuff was basically empty or expired. Some was edible but stuffed way at the bottom. So I'm just really glad that I was able to finally check this off my to-do list today. Rather than just going in with straight hot soapy water, our freezer had a lot of crumbs at the bottom. So I just went ahead and used our Dyson cordless vacuum. I put on a smaller attachment and just tried to suck up as much of those crumbs as possible. And then it was really easy to wipe everything down. I did use a scrub brush with that hot soapy Dawn dishwater, and it worked really well. And then I just used a paper towel to wipe everything up. But this makes me so happy, you guys, to see an empty, clean freezer. I can't wait to start going through all of the food and putting it back in here in an organized fashion. Our freezer had a hodgepodge of foods, but I'm happy to know what's in here now so I can plan meals around it. Thankfully, I was able to save most of the food that was in here, and now that it's organized by meats, sides, and the top drawer just had like a few random items. There was extra butter and cream cheese because you guys know Christmas baking is happening so soon. But now that we have everything organized and things fit in here better, I can clearly see what we have and we'll be able to use these over the next few weeks. Now that the fridge and freezer are completely decluttered and organized, we're gonna go ahead and pick up the kitchen a little bit, and I'm gonna pull out our crock pot and get started on dinner for the day. I find a lot of my recipes over on Pinterest, and I have a recipe board saved over there. So if you guys are ever looking for new dinner ideas, I'll just leave my Pinterest handle on the screen and maybe down below in the description box. Just go check it out over there because I save recipes and I try them same week or like the next week. And if I like them, I always keep them pinned. And if I don't, if I don't plan to make that recipe again, like it wasn't great, I go ahead and just remove that pin. So it's pretty much always up to date. It has really good recipes in there if you guys are looking for something new and fresh. The recipe that I'm making today is a huge hit. I did share this over on Instagram the day that I was making this, and so many of you said you saved it and you were going to try it out because I cannot recommend this recipe enough, you guys. We're going to be adding it to our list of staple meals throughout the weeks because it's just that good, and it's so easy. It's a sausage potato casserole type dish, I think it said, but all you do is you cut up 1 kielbasa sausage. We chose to do fresh potatoes, but the recipe does list out that you can use like frozen hash browns or those diced frozen potatoes if you guys are wanting to make this recipe even easier. So kielbasa, potatoes, and then half an onion, 1 can of soup. We chose cream of celery, and then you need half a cup of sour cream and some shredded cheese. And we cooked this on high for about 5 to 6 hours, and it was amazing. Just like the perfect comfort food. I did make sure to stir it throughout the day. I was a little bit worried that it was going to be really thick because after I added everything in, it was very thick. And I thought about adding in a little bit of milk, but I just trusted the process. And as things started to warm up and cook, everything melted together so nicely. And it was the perfect winter day recipe. So highly recommend this one. I'll try to leave the full recipe linked down below in the description box as well. Now that dinner is cooking, I'm heading into our bedroom. Something that I have been wanting to do, I have been putting off, is going through our closet. Since we have not installed closet doors yet, this space is wide open and we just see everything all the time. All the messes, all the clothes, the hangers, everything just shoved up top. It is not pleasant to look at. So I'm planning on going through every single thing today, donating and tossing a bunch of clothes and just things that we don't need. We're at a point where we don't have enough hangers to hang up all of our clothes, and that is just not okay with me. So I need to get rid of things. We are also, so we still have bins of clothes. I should say we have one bin of clothes that's downstairs in our basement that I still have not fully unpacked yet. And at this point, I'm likely just donating it all because we haven't needed it in we've lived here a year. So obviously whatever is in that bin has not been missed, and I'd rather it serve a purpose for someone else and not take up space in our home. But I'm really excited to tackle this project. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. These cubed organizers have really come in handy. We've had them for several years, back in even the apartment days, but I have a set side and so does Marshall. I store my cozy socks and tank tops in the top bin because I grab for those most often, especially now that it's winter. I really pulled out all of my fuzzy warm socks and I just needed the extra storage. They didn't all fit in our dresser, so this is the perfect spot for them. And then my bottom bin holds all of my workout clothes. Well, I guess I should say it holds my workout tops and shorts. I keep my leggings in the dresser, but anytime I come in here, I grab for the same shirts. And I also work out in regular t-shirts too, which those are stored in my dresser. So most of what's in here can go to the thrift store because I'm never reaching for the stuff that's at the bottom. And these are so hard to pull out when they're just stuffed full or packed full of stuff that I just don't wear. So I'm really happy to be finally going through these and just getting rid of the stuff that I don't need or wear and only keep the stuff that I do. Marshall's bins that were the same way, just very packed with random clothes and items that were taking up unneeded space. His top bin that he likes to use that for socks and underwear, and the bottom one just had like random items in it, you guys. Like there was some fishing gear, tactical gear, socks, some shirts. I ended up calling him in here. I'm like, what do you want to do with all this? But I just went ahead and grabbed a box and I dumped everything in there and I let him take it out to the kitchen and he went through it because none of what was in here is something that needed to be stored in our bedroom closet. So I dumped it in a box for him to take care of, and then I was able to organize all of his clothes. I kept his socks and underwear in the top drawer because he needed easy access to them, and the bottom drawer I ended up putting in his shorts, his comfy shorts, and sweatpants. When it comes to our hanging clothes, I just started on the far left side of our closet and just worked my way across. Now that I'm expecting a baby, I know my body's going to be different, and I have so many dresses and shirts that just don't fit the greatest now, and I can't imagine liking them any better after I have a baby. So I'm just going to go ahead and donate a lot of those. Same with my shirts and sweatshirts. Whatever is in the laundry is what I find myself grabbing for the most often, and a lot of these clothes I still love, but if I'm being realistic with myself, I've been working from home for the last several years since COVID, and I just don't need to dress up as often as I once did when I worked in the office. So there's no reason I need to store clothes that no longer serve a purpose in my life. It is hard to come to terms with because I spent good money on those clothes and I still love them, but I just don't wear them. And I haven't worn them in years and I have no intention of wearing them again. So I want to get to a place where I wear everything I own. I'm giving myself a little grace here because I know it's a slow process, but whenever I buy something new, I always make sure to ask myself if it's something that I'm going to see myself wearing a lot and will it serve a purpose. There's no use in continuing to spend money on items that just end up being wasted space. This is one of those decluttering and organizing projects that I have to remind myself it always looks worse before it looks better, but also how cute is my little helper? You guys know she's never far away from me, and I looked up from decluttering and I saw her just passed out on a pile of clothes that were on our bed, and I just melted. Lola is the absolute sweetest puppy. I love her so much. Now it's time to make some space and tackle everything in the shelves above our clothes. This was a mess, to say the least. It's honestly just random items from swimwear, there's hats up here, purses, gift wrapping supplies. I found important paperwork that should be in our safe or filed away, but for some reason it was just lost up in all this clutter for no reason. So I went ahead and took everything down, and I'm going to be going through it because there's no reason a lot of this stuff needs to even be stored in our bedroom closet. When it comes to decluttering and organizing, you guys know I absolutely love to do things like that. I love to clean and organize spaces, but big projects like this or everything that I was tackling today, I really have to be in the mood because they are a big undertaking. As you guys can see, like this entire video that you guys are seeing today took me an entire day. I know it's only 30 minutes for you guys, but I am exhausted, and although it's a lot of work, I always feel so good, and I feel like I accomplished so much when I tackle projects like this. And I don't know if you guys relate to that, let me know down below in the comments, but being in the mood to declutter and organize is just the best feeling. I feel like it doesn't happen a ton. It's not like an everyday thing or a weekly thing, but when that motivation kicks in to get stuff done, it is the best feeling ever, and I would love to know if you guys agree. I am so proud of myself for being able to donate 2 bags of clothes. They were stuffed full, but I'm really hoping someone is able to get some good use out of these as I did at one point, but it just feels so good to get this clutter out of my closet and out of my home. As far as what we ended up storing in the top shelf, I decided to keep storing our swimwear items in the bin up at the very top. I just pushed it to the far right because we don't use it very often. And then I put all of our winter hats that we reach for very often in an easy to grab bin. And then the Merry Christmas bag that you'll see at the top just has some Christmas presents and stocking stuffers in there that I need to wrap. I'm just trying to hide them in here for now. And then I have some extra purses, some greeting cards, and then a large gray bin. And that has all of my gift wrapping supplies like bows, tissue paper, gift bags, and tags. The only bin I did not go through in my closet was the sweatshirt bin at the very bottom because I did go through that not too long ago, and I'm constantly wearing everything that's in there, especially this time of year with how cold it's been here in Minnesota. And given the fact that I work from home, I'm just wearing a lot of sweatshirts these days, and they're easy to grab. So I thought about storing them up at the top. I know I've seen that, people do that, but I just think that the basket works best for me because I have so many sweatshirts, and I feel like it would just be so hard to constantly be folding them and trying to get them up there. The basket works for me, and it is what it is. All right, you guys, that is going to wrap up today's extremely long full day of cleaning, decluttering, and organizing. Hopefully you found today's video helpful and it motivated you to tackle some cleaning in your own homes. I will say I am exhausted after tackling all of that in one day. I know you guys are seeing a full day of cleaning cut down into only like 30 minutes, but I am so proud of myself for accomplishing as much as I did. It feels so good to get this stuff checked off our to-do list, and I can't wait to tackle another video like this soon to get even more done. After all, only like 18 weeks or so until baby is here, so we do have a long way to go, but we're making progress. But I do want to thank you all so much for watching and for being here. If you guys made it until the very end of today's video, I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and comment a sun emoji down below in the comment section. Don't forget to head to my description box as well and snag yourself some reds and greens. I'm also going to link as many products that I use throughout today's video as well if you're interested. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on any future cleaning motivation videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and have your bell notifications turned on. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all back here very soon. Bye, you guys.